Hey everybody, Trienne here. Welcome back to the Be That Create That social channels. I have another incredible guest for you today. Her name is Jaclyn. She's going to share with you how she's been making an impact through wardrobe and style tips, and how she is using her website and those tips to make a difference in the world around her as well. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her from backstage. Hello, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So glad to have you here. Thanks for taking the time to do that and share what you have been making an impact with the audience. So why don't you just go ahead and take the opportunity to introduce yourself, maybe what you do and how you got to what it is that you're doing now.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here. So I am a personal wardrobe stylist. I've been doing it for the last decade, and I essentially help people to dress to feel their best. I think often our style and our wardrobes are an overlooked tool for success, and I'm really passionate about helping people define their style so that they can build wardrobes they love and essentially bring more simplicity, joy, fulfillment, and confidence into their lives. And what got me started is I studied, I'm in Toronto area in Canada, and I studied fashion at TMU here. And one of my first styling jobs actually was at Saks Fifth Avenue when they first opened in Canada. So I was a stylist with them. This feels like ages ago now. But one of the main takeaways I had from that role was I love the one-on-one connection I had with people. There's so many ways to be a stylist nowadays, whether it's commercial or in the wardrobe. And so at this stage in my career, I was kind of exploring the options. And it was a light bulb moment for me, Trienne, just realizing that I loved the one-on-one connection I had with clients and people that would come into the store. I'd get them dressed in an outfit they loved and would instantly see them light up and realize that's such an infectious feeling. It made me feel really good. It made me feel like I was serving people and helping people. And so that kind of led me to start my own styling business. It was on the side for quite a while, for a few years before I took the leap to make it full time about 4 years ago. So those are SparkNote version of my story, but I'm excited to dive into it today for sure.
I love that. So I worked in clothing retail for 8 or 9 years, and I would agree that moment they walk out of the dressing room and you can see the difference in that posture and confidence, that it was very addicting.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I think it's almost like you don't realize how important it is until you feel it. Like I think a lot of us go through life, a lot of clients I work with go through life just kind of forgetting about the impact of our clothes and what we wear and how that affects our confidence, our self-esteem, how we feel about ourselves. And yeah, I think once you just put a bit more intention into what we're wearing and what you're wearing, it really impacts your day and your mood, to be quite frank. Yeah, it's
So
infectious.
where do you start with somebody? Like, how do you get to know what their style would be? And do you utilize their current wardrobe, or do you do shopping with them? Like, what is your process?
Definitely. So I love to approach it by using what's already in the wardrobe. But anytime I work with a new client, I start with defining their personal style. So I created a 4-step style process to kind of unlock whatever their magnetic personal style is. And I think that's different to everybody based on like what internally lights you up, what makes you feel most excited, what fabrics or colors make you feel good, and also what's appropriate for your lifestyle, depending on where you're at in your life, what you do for work, if you work, if you're a mom, if you work at home, all those factors play into that personal style as well. And so no matter what, if it's like a 1 hour style session or a client of mine that works through like a more monthly package, I always take them through my personal style process. And that ensures that even without working with me, like even months down the line, they have tools to kind of figure out outfits or shopping habits that work for them. But at the same time, it really helps me to ensure any outfits I create for them or shopping suggestions really align to how they want to dress. Because I think a lot of us have this vision of what you're dressing, but is that how you want to dress? Like, do you want to still wear that? Or do you think about, oh, my light just went off, but do you think about what else you want to wear as well that can impact your day-to-day also,
Yeah.
So there's various factors there, I would say.
Yeah, I would. I know, like I've gone through Stitch Fix and Daily Look, and I've
Yeah.
gone through a couple of those. And one thing that was a struggle for me is, they have this box that they want you to define yourself.
Oh gosh, and it's a box. Yeah, no, totally.
Okay, so today I'm working in the restaurant. Tomorrow I'm working from home. I have to mom on all of the days. I like to work out. Like, how do I tell you?
Yeah.
So I find it interesting, the stuff that comes And then I go, okay, what about what I wrote in there? Just that I would maybe like to try something like that. But then the first couple times I said, but it'd be kind of fun to try a suede trench coat. Why in the world would I ever? But it does make you try a couple different options. And when we talk leadership in this community quite a lot, stepping out of the comfort zone and really leading yourself towards that vision you have. And we talk about who do we want to become in the process. So I love that you ask them the questions of, what does that look like to you? Or how do you want to represent yourself? Because it might be out of that comfort zone of what we're typically pulling out of our closet.
Totally. I absolutely agree. And I think it takes an act of bravery in a way to explore your personal style. I think sometimes people view fashion as a little frivolous or not necessary or around consumption and buying, but I really see it as an act of self-love and embracing your authentic self, which can impact every aspect of your life. And I find when we're really honoring our authentic selves, like I want you to dress in a way that's your most confident and authentic self. That's an act of internal leadership, internal bravery, but how that shows up in the rest of your life is infectious, and it's beyond powerful. And that's why I love what I do, because I get to empower people to take those acts of leadership, to take those steps in an exciting direction for them to ideally live a more fulfilled life or embrace their most powerful self.
Yeah. So where would you say, I know you said you've got monthly packages and you worked more one-on-one with people. So where would you say your vision is taking you? And you obviously are a creative person, so I'm sure this could go in many different ways, but where do you feel like, that vision is taking you at least next?
Absolutely. So right now, what I kind of do in terms of how I work with clients is through one-on-one sessions, but I'm actually in the process of exploring more kind of programs, because I think I don't want to limit people to be able to work with me or get style guidance. And I know that looks different for everyone. Like some people might want to learn and take the actions themselves to kind of update their wardrobe or elevate their look or simplify their style. And so I'm in the process of creating either courses or online programs that people can partake in, whether it's a live event or doing like an extended month-long program where they can get in a group with other people, other women, and see how else they can learn from their style and then apply those tips at home wherever they are joining from as well. So more virtual, I would say. I'm really expanding my programs to be more virtual.
Well, and I think for people like myself, not right now because of where I'm at, but in my hometown, it's much easier to go virtual because there aren't a lot of people talking about style in a town of less than 15,000 people, right?
Absolutely.
So being able to do that virtually and seeing what else is available out there. What just popped in for me is something, the words confidence club actually popped in for me.
Beautiful.
Because having people take pictures of themselves in their most confident outfits and what is it about that, and getting them to really verbalize what it is about that outfit, what's lighting them up, right? And we know what that looks like.
Absolutely. No, I love that. I think confidence has such an impact with our style. And I love to even think about a time that you maybe like left the house, you're in a rush and you didn't necessarily put any intention into your outfit, which happens for us, a lot of us, many days of the week, if not almost all the days. And so it's very relatable for people. And I think subconsciously, when any of us are out in the world in an outfit like that, that's just nothing's wrong with the outfit, but it's not lighting you up, even if it's casual. Like it doesn't matter how dressy or casual it is, but subconsciously, when you're in an outfit that's just kind of meh, I think you feel more rushed. Like you just want to go out, do your errands, do what you need to do, come home, almost feel like a little more invisible, for lack of better words. And then nothing shameful about that. It's just a reality sometimes. And I think the same thing happens when we're dressed in something that does light us up, that does make you feel really good, even if it's casual, but it's like maybe a color that you're wearing, an accessory that you put on, or the way your pants fit just make you feel really good. Those little things impact our subconscious level as well. And subconsciously, I see so many clients, and I know that so many people when they're in that type of outfit, they go out in the world feeling a little bit more confident, a little bit more excited, more joyful even. And that spreads, like you're more likely to talk to someone in the coffee shop line or feel more confident at work in a new pitch meeting, taking leaps in your business. And so that's why I think just finding that confidence in your style is so powerful.
Oh my gosh, I love that so much. And when I think about the way that I used to get dressed for work, and even kind of now, there's those people that they can set their week up, and I'm all about morning routine. We'll talk about that in a minute. And they'll set their week up with all the clothes that they're going to wear, outfits they're going to wear for an entire week. I have to open my closet, look at it for a second, and go, yep, this shirt, yep, this pair of pants, and move on, because that's typically when I'll put together the best, most confident outfits. And if I plan things out, like having to travel here and having outfits in my suitcase, it's not always the one that I wanted to wear, which is so funny. And I'm like, now I'm limited.
Yeah, I think that's relatable for a lot of people, even myself. I think that's where do what works for you. Like there's some people that are so busy and having, or maybe even more like more of a planner that way. If that suits someone, like I say, just do what works for you. If having those planned outfits makes you feel more calm and confident. But if, having a bit of creativity or just seeing how you feel intuitively that morning, even that's an aspect of intention to getting dressed, is just thinking, how do you feel? How do you want to dress today to honor those feelings? Or what do you have on the calendar that day? How do you want to show up through your outfit to make you feel your best during your calendar day? So, yeah.
And I think it's also interesting how colors can create such a statement. And I think there are those colors that when I put them on, I feel what that color wants me to feel. But I also have times, they'll say red is a power color. But for me, blue and black are power colors.
Yeah,
but
I love that.
I think it's what you give to it.
Absolutely. So funny you say that. I did a style workshop recently for an investment firm, and I was talking about colors and dressing, nowadays in this kind of new work style, and the history of blue actually being like the common suit color for the working class, or like those that wear suits to the office. Blue is actually a color of like credibility and trust and confidence. So it makes sense too that you resonate with that. But I love what you said. Like, let's put on how we identify with the colors and how they make us feel. So that's beautiful.
Yeah. So I know we did touch a little bit on routines and getting things ready so that we feel more successful. So, morning routine for us in this community, we all pick certain things that work best for us, but the end all is to make sure that we feel successful and prepared for our day instead of rushed into and then turning into reaction mode for the day. So for you, what would you say is something that has been a non-negotiable for you that makes you feel successful? And it can be around style, but it can be around anything else as well.
Amazing. I'll say two really quick ones, if that's okay.
Yeah.
One that I, as a piece of advice from a styling perspective, I always say, like, put 2 minutes of intention to getting dressed. So sometimes we think like creating a new outfit or an outfit in the morning needs to be like a massive ordeal. Most of us actually spend like 20 minutes getting stressed when getting dressed, when really doesn't have to be, but just 2 minutes of intention of, those little details, like putting on your favorite accessories, tucking in your shirt, lint rolling your blazer, those little things make such a difference because it adds thoughtfulness to your outfit. And it's a 2 minutes of self-care, I like to think. And then for me, I'm a really big outdoorsy person. So I love, especially if it's not winter here in Canada, I love getting outside in the morning, even if it's just to have my coffee outside. And it really helps me have like that moment of intention, even just like 5 minutes just outside in the morning really helps to wake me up and feel really good. So nothing too dramatic, but just those little acts of kindness to myself really make me feel good in the morning and set me up for success.
Well, you did touch on two big things though that we always talk about, is the fact that it's for you. It's individual and it's for you. So, someone, if they add in the outside as their movement, they may go for, a mile run, where I'm with you. I'm going to walk outside, or I'm going to step outside. I want to drink my coffee, sit on my porch, enjoy the breeze.
Love it.
Yeah. Listen to my surroundings for just a mild second and realizing that that is a form of self-care. So I love that. So as our audience has gotten to know you a little bit more today, obviously they're going to want to engage with all the stuff and things that you're doing. So why don't you share with us, here is our website, right? So share your website and maybe what are some things that they might find on there?
Sure. So on my website, you can find ways to get in touch with me. I also have a newsletter sign up where I put twice a month, I send emails out with style tips. And so those are just targeted towards serving and helping people elevate their style and to dress with ease. And then you can also connect with me on Instagram. I do daily stories and posts just with style tips and also just talking about the more holistic approach to style and fashion and how it can help you in your day. So yeah, and if you are curious to learn more, you can always book a call with me too and learn more about how you can get style expertise from me too.
I love that. So we'll make sure that we get that in the notes for those that are on the podcast or on the YouTubes, so we can make sure that we have that available to them. Thank you so much. I love a couple things that you said specifically were the simplicity. You said getting dressed with ease. You talked about being authentic, and that is leadership for us, right? So being proud of who you are and bringing that forward and incorporating that kind of into every space in our life. So I really appreciate how well that's going to resonate with our group. I've had you on hot seat for a good 15 minutes. And in this meantime, I find it only fair for you to be able to ask me something if there's anything that is on your mind or that you'd prepared before.
Beautiful. Thank you, Trienne, by the way, for having me and for this meaningful conversation and fostering what we need around leadership in this time too. So more of a lighthearted question, but I'd love to know what's inspiring you to take leaps in life lately. Just what gets you going, what inspires you?
Oh my gosh, there have been so many opportunities that have opened up, and sometimes it's just about being able to look at them and see them as an opportunity and how you can make an impact for others rather than just yourself. So a lot of things have opened up, but I would say when it comes down to the core, there's been so many times that just a simple conversation, we talked a little bit about when we dress someone as they walk away, you see the difference in their posture and their conversation. I feel like one conversation can make such a difference for a person to make them really believe in themselves. And what happens then? They go out and they do the same for another person, or what they do impacts another person in a positive way. So it's that ripple effect. I would say that is one thing, but when it comes down to the core, in a selfish manner, I want to teach my kids that they can do anything and that they can help anyone. And it comes from their heart and not just how they identify as a person who works. So I have two girls. I have a 11 and an 8 right now. And I really just want them to see that there's opportunities out there, but it really comes down to the service they're providing and the impact they're making on whether it's going to be fulfilling for them. So
it's beautiful.
A selfish reason.
No, it's good. I love it. And I think how it speaks to me too, is that often the impact we make is in the day-to-day. Sometimes we really think so global about it, but I love this saying, like, think global, act local.
Yes.
And those little things will actually make a difference, make an impact.
Yeah. If it's going to change one person's view or one person's life or one person's, confidence, whatever it is, insert the word, it was worth it. It was worth it. So, well, thank you so much for being on here today again, for, taking the time to do this and sharing your information with us and how we can follow you as well. So be looking out for Jaclyn in our Facebook community, the Female Leader Headquarters, where she is bound to share some other things that will help you in taking on that confidence, specifically in your style, and really leading yourself with some intention. You guys have a wonderful day. And again, we'll see you on the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.